The Dangote Petroleum Refinery and petrochemical plant is not the largest in the world. It is even not in the top 5. Hello. In this program, we at LATV Productions wish to get down to basics of the new Dangote Refinery from a layman's angle. The Dangote Petroleum Refinery and petrochemical plant, or simply put, the Dangote Refinery, is in the top 10 largest refineries in the world. When fully in production, it will have a daily capacity of approximately 650,000 barrels per day. The largest refinery is in India and has a daily capacity of 1,240,000 barrels per day. That is 1.24 million barrels per day, almost double the size of the Dangote Refinery. The Dangote Refinery is the 7th largest in the world. India, like I said, is the first. Venezuela comes second. The UAE, that is United Arab Emirates, 4th. I skipped 3rd because South Korea takes 3rd, 5th, and 6th positions. But the Dangote Refinery takes the 1st position as the largest single-train refinery in the world. What does a single-train refinery mean? Right. A single-train refinery utilizes a single integrated processing unit to perform all refining operations such as distillation, cracking, and purification. The refinery has one and not the usual multiple distillation units to refine crude oil. The Dangote Refinery was officially commissioned on 22 May 2023. The owner and chairman, Aliko Dangote, is the richest black man in Africa. Sorry, he is number 128 in the world at the time of going to the studio for this. And he is listed in the authentic and renowned Forbes Real-Time Billionaires list at the time of putting this program together. Dangote's name is synonymous with entrepreneurial successes in Nigeria and beyond. Aliko's latest commercial success will straightaway translate to providing employment prospects and reducing foreign exchange needs in Nigeria's economy. It will also have some impacts on other sectors of the economy. The Dangote Refinery is indisputably one of Africa's, not Nigeria's, Africa's most anticipated projects of the century. It is Africa's single largest refinery. Yes, the Dangote Group is generously supported by the Nigerian government by way of import-export incentives and more. The commissioning is great news to the majority of Nigerians because as an oil-producing country, it has been struggling from translating this raw material into a commercial success through converting crude oil to finished products such as petrol and other petrochemicals that can be used by Nigerians. Bribery, corruption, bunkering, and maintenance of moribund, old and rickety federal government-owned refineries, to mention a few, have been some of the cogs in the wheel and hindrances to turning oil exploration into a commercially viable venture for Nigeria. Nigeria currently struggles with about 450,000 barrels daily from Port Harcourt, Warri, and Kaduna refineries put together. At the time of putting this report together, it has not been revealed what percentage of the daily output shall be exported for garnering foreign currency, as most if not all the monies expended in constructing the refinery are from foreign loans. By the time the Dangote Refinery goes ahead in full throttle, there shall be more than enough diesel, petrol, and kerosene that are in demand, with leftovers transported to neighboring countries needing them. While a fuel price crash is not envisaged, prices should go down. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, is in charge of Nigeria's oil and gas reserves and has been the sole importer of petrol to Nigeria since about 2017. This basically means that it is given the task of overseeing the exploration, production, refining, marketing, and retailing of petroleum products. The current system of getting finished products into Nigeria goes thus. Crude oil is shipped to refineries in northwestern European countries where it is refined into finished products and brought back into Nigeria by the NNPC and other contractors so assigned by the NNPC to do so. NNPC pays the cost, insurance, and freight charges for all the petrol imported to Nigeria. The elimination of shipping costs and other costs, including freight charges and insurance, which are paid in US dollars, should surely have an effect of lowering the prices, other things being equal. If aviation fuel price goes down, airline ticket costs will hopefully go down too. Another reason that may affect the pump price is if the new government decides to start charging carbon tax or commence a new tax on petroleum products. The need to stop spending dollars for refining the products should also be of benefit to the economy and the end users, where Nigeria's foreign exchange supply rises and falls with oil prices, and with crude oil fetching about 75% of its export revenues. It is also projected that Nigeria shall be able to save about 7 trillion naira in 5 years. Apart from providing jobs for around 100,000, it will indirectly create hundreds of jobs of very small scale levels, such as cold drinks and snack kiosks. Other sources of income to Lagos State and Nigeria in general may include payments by refinery of port fees and wharfage. Let's look at the quality of the end products. It is expected that the Dangote Refinery will put an end to adulterated, substandard fuel and other end products from its crude oil. The experience of February 2022, when the NNPC and its contractors imported low-quality fuel into the country, which resulted in damage to vehicle engines and generators, has not been forgotten. Research carried out by Stakeholder Democracy Network (SDN) states that fuel samples from all sources, that is, petrol, diesel, and kerosene, imported into Nigeria were below international standards. At the time of the research, some samples had almost times 10 the sulfur limit for petrol and almost 50 times in diesel. No wonder why our vehicle and generator engines pack up earlier than their average lifespans. The high sulfur limit also causes engine corrosion and a lot of pollution. The good news is Dangote's cutting-edge refinery meets the latest international Euro 5 specifications, which means that it will ensure that products have less than 10 parts per million ppm sulfur levels. At the moment, Nigeria's official standard is 50 ppm for diesel and 150 ppm for petrol and kerosene. It can be worse, as Nigeria hardly obeys this specification. This should indirectly mean a healthier population, less pollution, and corrosive engines. The Dangote Refinery will be a source of foreign exchange earner through the exportation of refined crude oil products. Foreign exchange inflows have dwindled over the years due to lower or decline in foreign direct and portfolio investments, including production issues and payment of subsidy in dollars. It's good news now that Nigeria has decided to remove subsidy at last. With the Dangote Refinery in production, there will be lower foreign exchange demand and higher supply for Nigeria. A lot of jobs have certainly been created through this mega refinery. It is estimated that about 100,000 people will be needed to directly and indirectly run the refinery. The Human Resources Department of the refinery has confirmed that about 900 young engineers have been sent abroad for training. The more people in employment, the more the consumption and spending. This increases government's revenue through taxes and so on, government spending and gross domestic product, GDP. Dangote Refinery is powered by a 435 megawatt power plant. The distribution of products via pipeline is said to be a lot cheaper, but with the oil thefts and destruction of these pipelines, it will seem that Dangote Refinery may opt for distribution via ship for export and heavy goods vehicles locally. While this will create more employment in a way, it may worsen the traffic situation in Lagos, especially in the Lekki block. There will very soon be a regular supply of fuel at the filling stations, which will put an end to the regular queues that you see occasionally and put a final nail in the coffin of fuel shortages and queues. For businesses, it is more business opportunities and more employed Nigerians, thereby widening the consumer market. All in all, the pros, including economic growth in Lagos and Nigeria as a whole, better fuel quality, greater foreign exchange earnings, steady supply, and more jobs seem to overwhelmingly surpass the cons, if any, apart from the pipeline issue. It is indeed a game changer, just as President Buhari described it during the commissioning.
Well, what I want to share with Nigerians is actually to show my personal gratitude and that of also the Dangote Group for all the assistance that we got from the President, from the federal government, of Nigeria, from even the President-elect, because he also set the face by creating the Lekki Free Trade Zone as part of his, dream. And also, we want to, thank most especially the, Governor Fashola, Governor Ambode, because it was also during their period that we started, and most especially Governor Sanwo-Olu, because they have given us all the assistance that we're looking for. We thank all Nigerians for giving us the support, which they are too numerous to mention.
What more can I say than to wish Nigeria the best under the master strategist, Nigeria's new president and commander-in-chief, Dr. Bola Tinubu, GCFR, all the best. Keep keeping safe and keep your nose clean. Until next time, cheerio.